Welcome to San Diego Market Movers. I'm your host, Valerie Lopez, and we're back with my friend Randi Castle. Welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Well,
good to see you.
I'm good because I'm seeing my pre-approvals pick up. I'm seeing buyers really get excited to go out there, but they're getting discouraged because they're not getting their offers accepted. What are you seeing?
Kind of the same thing. So I think the sellers we've got some inventory, not a whole bunch. It's still very, very low inventory for historically what it is. So that's why we're not seeing a market crash. You would see a market crash if there was no inventory, right? Or if there was a lot of inventory and there was not enough buyers sellers would be competing on what they're giving away.
Right.
But we're not seeing a whole bunch of that right now. So we are seeing buyers coming in, especially when the rates were a little bit lower a couple weeks ago. Buyers coming into the market and they are excited, and they've backed off maybe last year and waited for a crash, and the crash didn't come. So now they're back out there like hopeful that they're going to be able to get into something. And now there's multiple offer situations again.
Yeah, I remember in 2008 driving down a street and there would be like 6, maybe 3 houses in a row that all had for sale signs. And now you're lucky if you see one in a neighborhood.
Yeah, overgrown yards, everything else. You're like, okay, nobody's
it was different.
Up on that. Yeah,
so
very
market
different.
crash is off the table, but do you see home values in the next 2 months going up or going down?
I actually think, and I think this is, a little bit of insight coming from where I think we're going. The Feds raised the rate again yesterday. So I'm projecting that we're going to see those prices kind of not incline like we've seen in the past 2 months.
Maybe level out?
But level out. Yeah, we're going to level out. And I think we're going to have buyers that are able not to be in a multiple offer situation anymore like they were for the last 2 months. Come back in and be able to get their offers accepted because it's harder to qualify now.
Yeah. I also feel like people have absorbed the impact of like the higher rate of being in the 5s and 6s. They've like, okay, now I understand my payments can be like $4,000 to $6,000 or more a month. So they've kind of like absorbed and accepted that. So we're at the acceptance stage.
The shock and awe has gone. Yes, exactly. It is definitely an acceptance. But it's still discouraging when you're getting beat out on multiple offers and you're maxed out on your pre-approval amount.
Yeah, it is discouraging. Yeah. But what do? Wait?
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily wait. If it's a good move for you to get in, I do think we're going to see some serious growth over the next couple years. And I think the sooner that you can get in and lock yourself into a property and lock yourself into a mortgage payment amount, that you're not going to have to worry about rising rents. You're not going to have to worry about, what's going to happen later on. As long as you can write it out and you can afford that payment and you have that job security over the next 10 years, you're going to make money on that property.
Right. So I listened to a podcast this morning and they were saying that they bought in 2005 at the height of the market, which was pretty comparable to what we're at now. And then the market crashed in 2008. However, they didn't sell those properties. They kept them. And now that home is worth double what it was. So they bought it at $300,000 maybe. It crashed to $150,000. But now that property is worth $600,000, $650,000. So it was a good investment. And to your point, it is a good time to get into real estate whenever you can, because ultimately we accelerate in value. Home values don't really drop often, right?
No, and it's always, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, but it's always going up.
Got it. Yeah,
it's always like you can't buy something today that you could for the same price in 1950 or 1980 or 1990. You just can't. So, I mean, unless maybe you're and I don't even think so, in like the Midwest or something, where it just, you haven't seen that rise in anything. But you still can't. Yeah. So it's just, if you're in the position, you got to remember also that you're going to have the tax write-off. So you're writing off your principal, you're writing off your interest, or not, I'm sorry, not your principal, you're writing off your interest and you're writing off your property taxes. So that's going to help you save money. And then everything that you're putting into your principal is like your savings account. And you're going to just keep gaining equity over it. So the real only thing that you're paying, and if you look at it like that, it's compared to a rent. Yes, you have a $4,000 mortgage. You might be paying $3,000 to a rent. There's $1,000 discrepancy, but you're going to get that $1,000 back every month on your tax returns.
Yeah, and a lot of people
deduction.
Can't look at it like you're an investor, like you're buying a house because you need somewhere to live. Don't look at it like just an investment strategy only. Am I buying at the bottom of the market, so I'm going to zoom up? Unless you're an investor, like get that out of your mind. Even investors are buying and flipping property right now.
Yes, they still are, and you nailed it right there, because I have had quite a few buyers as well that have been like, oh, I'm not going to buy, I'm going to wait because the numbers just don't make sense. Like, why aren't the numbers making sense? And then when you talk to them a couple years later, they're like, oh, well, I should have bought then, because now that property would already be worth $200,000, $300,000 more than when I purchased it. I would have made money had I have bought that in 2019, 2020. I would have, that 3 years worth of all of that gain.
Yeah.
So.
And so far, we don't know if a time machine exists, so
Yeah,
don't have that shoulda, woulda, coulda, like jump in now. So, Randy, you're really active in this market, so you would encourage people, like, it's okay to buy if you're ready?
If you are definitely ready to buy, it is okay to buy. And I would say to sellers, like, there's still not a lot of competition. There is no inventory on the market. If you have been straddling the fence on putting your house on the market and getting some money, some good money, if you could make, $50,000 above your asking price, you should give me a call.
Yeah,
definitely, because there are multiple offers out there right now. No crystal balls, but right now that's what we're seeing.
You can get a lot of equity for your home right now. There's a lot of people want to buy, so reach
Yes.
out to Randy if you're interested. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, guys.